Hey Divine Ones, I'm Jerome Braggs, the intuitive empath who teaches self-love as our portal to wholeness and well-being. Today I want to introduce you to a new video series that I'm getting ready to do called Self-Healing Lessons. For a long time, I have been wanting to share in a very intimate and a very vulnerable and transparent way the lessons that my journey healing from kidney failure and HIV have been teaching me. And I really haven't been doing that for many reasons, but one, I just haven't been as vulnerable and transparent and honest about some of the very spiritual and metaphysical things that I'm learning about what it takes to heal ourselves from disease. So I wanted to share a new video series in which I really dive deep into that, peel back the curtain, and let you into my life a little bit more about what my master teachers of kidney failure and HIV have been teaching me about wholeness, about health, about wellness, and about living a life we love. In this series, I'm going to take a very deep dive into doing that. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about in this series is what the actual root cause of disease actually is, or chronic illness and chronic disease. What many of us have been taught is that chronic illness or chronic disease comes from something we ate, or comes from something we heredited it from our family, or something that lack of exercise or something like that. And while those things can contribute to the health factor of our bodies, the greatest determining factor of our health is our energy. And as soul beings having human experiences, we are energy beings, but primarily I'm speaking about the energy of our soul. How much of the energy of our soul we are embodying in our bodies. And what I have found out in my journey with working with many people around the world, helping other people heal, and now really focusing on healing myself, is that the cause of disease is energy depletion or lack of energy, meaning that there's a lack of our soul's energy in our body somehow. Our bodies were designed by our soul to house the energy of our soul, to house the fullness of it, and to have it to operate in energy surplus, right? But there are many things that happen in our lives in many ways that we can hold belief patterns, we can hold behavior patterns, and we can hold vibrational patterns that actually starve us of the energy of our soul. And something I have learned and really discovered that I'll be talking a lot about in this series is where I have been starving myself of the energy of my soul and how that led to the manifestation of my diseases. Now, one thing to know is that I don't say that you created your disease, but I do say you manifested it. And the difference is, creation is usually, when we think about the word create, we often think about it as something that we intended to do, that we consciously preferred, or that we desired. And no one would really intentionally prefer or desire suffering for themselves in any form. So I do not say that you intentionally created your disease, but the disease is a manifestation of lack of energy. And many of us are living in a way where our bodies are literally starving for the energy of our soul, and we're not really aware of that. And I want to talk a lot about this in this series, about what I have done to become more aware of the energy of where I have been starving myself, what I am doing to fix that, and the healing outcomes I've been seeing since I've been doing that work. Also, to understand that our bodies are like funnels. And so the energy of our soul flows through them and out into our lives. They're supposed to be an open funnel. But we can experience a lack of energy or a depletion of energy when we have something, a belief system or a behavior system, or trauma that causes that flow to be blocked, that causes our funnel to kind of close down a bit. Or also if we're experiencing things where we're highly stressed or we're not fulfilled, then our energy will be drained from the body. So there's blocks and drains, which we'll be covering a lot in this series as well. But those are things that really contribute to the lack of energy of our bodies, and our bodies are supposed to operate on full. And when they really get past kind of 3/4 full to where we're operating at half energy or we're operating at a fourth of energy, that's when disease starts to show up in the body. And that's what I have been learning for myself, is looking at all the ways I have been living that has depleted and drained and blocked the energy of my soul from coming into my body. And to understand it even further, the energy of the soul, what the soul is made of, what it is made from, and what it is made for, is unconditional love. The soul is literally the energy of unconditional love. So when I'm saying lack of energy, what I'm also saying is what has manifested the diseases in my body was I lived a life of a lack of love. I lived it in a lack of being the love that my soul is, like expressing the love that I am in the world. I also lived a life of high depletion of receiving love. And so in this series, I'm going to be sharing a lot about being the love that we are and how to do that and where we block it and where we drain it, and also receiving the love that we are and also where we block it and where we drain it and how that causes illnesses. And so in this series, I want to talk about lack of energy as the cause of illness and how do you heal that, and understanding that different diseases will show up depending on where you are lacking of energy. If you know about the chakra system, you know that different areas of the body correlate with different issues. So I'll be speaking about exactly what the issues were around my kidneys, because I face kidney failure and am dealing with kidney failure, and then what the issues were when I was dealing with HIV, and what the exact lack of energy or lack of love that led to the manifestation of those things. But I just wanted to launch this first video to let you know this series is here, what it will be covering, and that we're going to be diving deep into the topic of self-healing by addressing the lack of love energy in our bodies. And how do we nourish ourselves with love? How do I nourish myself with love? So that we operate in energy surplus and our bodies can have the energy that they need to heal and be well. And I want to do this in real time so that you can literally see what I'm doing, you can hear it, and you can be able to see the benefits in my life in real time. Been wanting to do this for a long time, and this, just even me coming here doing this video today, is part of step one in my own healing and in my own nourishing of love energy instead of continuing to deplete it. So keep watching. Thank you for being here. As always, I love you. Now go love yourself.